Today I'm going to be making some mini lemon tarts, and I'm going to use some pastry that I did in another video. I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. This here is an all butter crust. We're going to roll that out. You can see all the nice little speckles of butter in there. So when you're rolling, you want to start in the middle and roll towards the outside and rotate on a regular basis. I have some mini tart shells here with a removable bottom, and that's what I'm going to be using today. So I'm just going to grab my nice dough and just get this underneath. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get all of the dough right down into the bottom of the little tart shell pan. And then you can just take your fingers and cut it just like that. I'll do another one. So if you want to see me making this actual dough right here, there will be a link at the end of this video, and you can click on that. And for little pieces, you know, where you have a little edge, instead of using a large piece, you can break off a little piece, and you can do, you know, a little bit of an operation. No one will ever know in the final product. So just get that in there. So I've done two. I'm going to grab a fork and I'm just going to dock these. That simply means putting little holes in the bottom. And then I'm going to want to chill these. So what I'm going to do, I've got two more of these. I'm going to make two more of these and then I'll come back. Okay, I've finished up the two last ones. I'm going to dock these as well. And the next step I want to do is I want to chill these down. So I'm going to pop these into my fridge for about an hour, just so that all of the dough, all the gluten's in there really relax. Then I'm going to bake these in my oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 15 minutes. I just want to lightly brown these. So I'm back, and I baked my little shells for 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And they are cool now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some lemon curd, which I made in another video, and I will link to that video at the end of this video. And this is a beautiful lemon curd, and this has been chilled down. And what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to get some of this into each one of my shells, and then we're going to bake these again, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, until the shells are not too brown, but a little bit browner than what they are at this moment. So I'm going to continue filling these, and I'll be back in a second. And that looks good, just like that. So at this point, I want to bake these for about another 20 minutes. So I'm going to pop these into my oven, and then I'll come back when they're done. So while our mini lemon tarts are baking, I decided to do a very, very simple chocolate ganache that we're going to put on the top of them later once they have baked and cooled. I have half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips here. I'm using Hershey's. You can use any brand that you wish. I also have a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and this is 35% cream. So our first step, I'm going to get my heavy cream into a bowl, and I want to microwave this until it's hot. So I've heated my cream, and it does not have to be boiling, but you want it hot enough that the chocolate is going to melt. I'm going to grab all of that chocolate and just get that right in there. And now what I want to do, I just want to let the chocolate and the heavy cream become friends. You can just let that sit there for 30 seconds, a minute. If you're really, really in a rush, you can get your whisk and start whisking that in there. But I just want this to slowly, slowly start melting into the cream. So we'll just let that sit there for about 30 seconds, and then we'll start mixing it. My chocolate, I can feel, is nicely starting to melt here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my whisk, and I'm just going to start whisking this together. So chocolate ganache, the basic rule is a 1-to-1 ratio. So whatever you use as chocolate, you're going to use the same amount for your heavy cream. And as I'm starting to whisk here, you can see the magic starting to happen. We're getting this beautiful, beautiful, thick chocolate mixture. Now, there is no rule saying that if you find that your chocolate later on, this ganache, is a little bit on the thin side, you can simply add a little bit more chocolate and increase that ratio of chocolate to heavy cream. But if you're using, you know, decent chocolate and a heavy cream, 35% at least, milk fat, you will have no problem with this ganache. It's a beautiful, beautiful ganache. And there we have it, a beautiful chocolate ganache. You can use this on cakes, to top them, inside cakes, all kinds of different things. So that's how you make chocolate ganache. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this chill down and we'll use it later on in our recipe. So I'm back, and at this point I have baked off my 4 beautiful tarts for a total of 20 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I let them cool quite a bit, and now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take that chocolate ganache that we made, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that and just get that right there and just pour it on there like that. And then you can either do this, or you can pour more chocolate on. If you want a little bit of the lemon to show through, then you don't have to do it quite as much. You could do it something like that. So at this point, I'm going to pop these in my fridge to chill them down. So I'm back, and my chocolate ganache has really set up really, really nicely in the fridge. And just for the last little step, I've just melted some white chocolate and put it into a piping bag. And I'm just going to do just a little, you know, simple design on here, just to give it a little bit of life. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let this just chill down a little bit, and then I'll come back and I'm actually going to cut into one and show you what these look like inside. These are really, really yummy. Okay, my white chocolate has chilled, and I'm just going to simply remove the tart from the pan. That's what's so nice about these pans. And there we have it. So let's just cut right into this. I'm going to show you what the inside looks like. Do a nice little slice here. So there we have it, my really, really simple mini lemon tarts with chocolate ganache. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you wish. I do appreciate that. And I'll see you next time.